This is Get Real and Heal for Type A women executives and entrepreneurs, where we discuss all things emotional healing and the relationships with yourself, your man, and your money. I'm your host, Jamila McMallow, wife, mother, certified cognitive behavioral therapy practitioner, mindset and relationship expert with over 20 years coaching and mentoring experience. I know that when you're the one that everyone else leans on, the leader and the trailblazer, it can be difficult to let your guard down, be vulnerable, and tend to your own emotions. So I hope today's discussion will allow you a moment to experience a life-changing realization, perhaps even a transformation. So let's begin and get real and heal. Okay, so today we are talking about your evolution and your elevation. Now, what in the world do I mean by that? Well, what I'm talking about is that as type A women, high-performing women who are focused on doing our healing work, when we do that, right, because my personal belief is that the deeper we go, the greater the transformation. So as we do our healing work and go on this transformational experience, we are literally becoming a different person, a different version of ourselves. So what does that mean, right? What does that mean for our lives, our businesses, our relationships as we grow, shift, transform, and elevate? Because that's what we want to do, right? Nobody wants to be stagnant, and in the same place. We want to continue to grow and elevate and to become a better and better version of ourselves, right? So I want to share a little bit about my journey in my business, my coaching practice, to just kind of illustrate this for you a little bit. So when I first started my business in the beginning, I was in a coaching program. It was a group program that was pretty large, and the strategy was very cookie cutter. The online course was what it was. The coaching was group, but it was so many people in the program that it really was hard to get that one-on-one support. And we were all assigned a coach, to do like 2 sessions with, to go over like certain things in our business. And because I was so new, as was many of the people in the program, you're not sure about so many things about your business, right? Like what exactly to focus on, who your ideal client is, all these types of things. And so I shared with her, some of my areas of expertise, and she, really, I don't know if encouraged is the right word, but more or less just took what I said and picked one thing and said that that's, what I need to focus on. And so she kind of helped me write copy around that for, I can't even remember if it was my website or what it was. But essentially, like I said, the point being focusing on one thing. And so, I did it. And at that time, it was focusing on helping women heal from an unwanted divorce so that they could succeed in a new relationship, right? And that's what I, talked about in all of my videos. And that's what I talked about, in my content. I even had a Facebook group with women who had been through an unwanted divorce. And, the truth was, as I started working with clients, focusing on this transformational work that I do, their results were always so much bigger and deeper because, of course, when I coach, I'm focusing on the entire woman, your whole life. It's not just, you can't compartmentalize a person. At least I don't in the way that I work. So it's coaching all of you, right? And so when you do that, you get bigger results. So it's not just like, oh, great, I've got a boyfriend. No, it's like, wow, I'm looking in the mirror and I feel beautiful. Wow, I went after that new job, or wow, I'm making more money in my business, or wow, I got a promotion. And yes, I am, talking to a great guy that I just met, and he's not toxic. So I just realized that there was so much more, that I was able to do. And my clients were not always single. A lot of my clients are married, believe it or not, which is funny, right? But the truth is, when you get married and you have a good husband, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything about you. it doesn't change anything about the status of your own healing and your own past, especially if you had a past of being in toxic relationships with men. Great, you found a good one, but you still find yourself feeling uncomfortable or unfulfilled. And so, like I said, it was the same healing work. They were just at a different stage in their relationship, but they still needed to do the work. And so my point being is that as I saw these additional results that my clients were getting consistently, I started speaking, into those other areas in my content, like, how their businesses and careers were really changing for the better, and, how they were making more money as a result of working with me. And the truth is, I honestly was resisting the thing that really is the easiest for me to do. And my gift is multifaceted, right? So I'm empathic, so I can feel what my clients feel. And I also am able, and as a result of that, I'm able to recognize patterns very quickly. So I'm able to get to the bottom of things very, very quickly. To kind of sum it up in a nutshell, that's really the crux of my gift, is that I help my clients get results fast because I'm able to determine the source of the problem quickly, and we deal with it at the root. I don't deal on the surface level. I don't be dealing with no symptoms and all this. And it's like, what are we talking about? No, we're going to the roots. And as far as what I believe as a practitioner and what I have learned after having coached over 100 women in this category of space, but having spent over 20 years coaching and mentoring, is that everything goes back to childhood. It's rooted in childhood trauma. And that doesn't mean that you had to be left on the side of the road or abused or any of those things. We all had imperfect parents. And so thus we all have childhood trauma, the messaging and the conditioning, etc., that sets the tone for who we believe we are, what we're allowed to be, what we're allowed to have, etc. And so my point is that I was resisting what was easy for me. And so what was happening is as I was continuing to do my own work, as I was continuing to grow and transform, as I was continuing to elevate, or I should say presently, continue, because it's ongoing, right? I'm always going to work with a coach. I'm always going to stay coached up. Why? Because I know that I have more to learn. And I know that I don't know everything, and I need someone there in my corner supporting me and helping me and guiding me on my journey, my personal journey. And the further I go on my journey, the better able I am to help my clients. However, what can happen is sometimes when we get on our journey and we are elevating, we think that we're taking our clients with us in our elevation. In a way, we are, because we are now speaking to a different type of client. We're now speaking to women who have different characteristics, different qualities. We're now attracting and drawing to us women who are like us, in our thinking, ways of being, etc. But they are not women who have solved the same problems, who have experienced the same degree and level of transformation, if that makes sense. And so we forget that, wait a minute, what we view as so easy and what we can do without thinking about it, with our eyes closed, that's their problem. And it's not easy for them. And so for me, I had to really acknowledge the fact that I am very good at healing the exact specific childhood trauma beliefs, messaging, and conditioning that keeps my clients from having a happy, healthy marriage with a good man. And that's ultimately what they desire. Yes, they may want to make more money. Yes, they may want to have a better career, but they really are just tired of being alone, whether they're single or in a marriage that they want to feel better about. Like they feel like they're not doing their part. They got a good man, but they're not living up to their end of the deal. And they don't really know what they're doing wrong or what's going on or any of that. And so I really just had to separate the two and understand that, whereas, yes, I am a person and I am on my own journey, and I'm having that continual, like I said, transformation, elevation, evolution, but my clients are still where they are. The type of client has changed because I've changed, but the problem that they want solved is the same. And so I just share that with you to say that if you are a business owner, and especially if you're in the transformational space, or if you're working with a coach and you know what I'm talking about, you're doing your healing work, you're moving forward, you're progressing. And the same is true of your relationships. You're not going to be able to bring people with you, right? Everybody's journey is their own, and that's okay. There's no judgment there. And whereas, yes, you want to share with them all the things you're excited about that you've learned, all the new understandings and enlightenment that you have to understand that they may not be ready to receive it, and that doesn't mean it's a bad thing about what you're doing. It doesn't mean you need to slow down or stop. It just means you need to remember that as you on the journey, they're not with you, running with you, they're running behind you, or maybe even not at all. And so it's okay to embrace your evolution. It's okay to elevate. You should absolutely do it and keep going, and don't let anybody slow you down or hold you back. But just remember, the people around you are not on your journey with you. It's your journey. It's a personal thing. It's one-on-one thing with you and your coach, or you and the healer or the practitioner, whomever it is that you're working with, that's helping to guide you through this process. And so it's okay. You're going to leave some people behind. Some people are going to still try to keep up, and some you're just going to outgrow and not going to be able to deal with anymore. And that's okay. And that's including some of your clients. Your business is going to elevate along with you. Your business is going to evolve along with you. Your career is going to elevate and evolve along with you. And you can't bring the people who don't share your way of thinking about certain things anymore, your mindset about certain things anymore. You can't have certain conversations anymore. You won't tolerate them. They just are almost like repellent or nails on a chalkboard. And that's okay. That's okay, because you're going to find people who are going to have your same mindset, who are going to be able to have those conversations, who still have the problem that you solve, but on a different level. And so that's just my tip for you today, is to keep in mind that the problem hasn't changed. It's just your client is at a different stage in her journey, because you are now at a different stage in your journey, and the people in your life are at different stages of their journey. And so just remember that. Continue to celebrate your success, continue to keep the trajectory of your progression, but also continue to show compassion and no judgment towards those who, are either choosing not run with you anymore or at all, or who are on their journey but moving at a slower pace. All right? So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Be sure to visit CoachJamila.com, where you'll find the links to connect with me on social media and more information on my private bespoke coaching for Type A high-performing women executives and entrepreneurs.